To the latest now from that Massachusetts high school where a group of female students apparently made a pact to get pregnant together. Nearly half of the 17 pregnant teenagers at Gloucester High School north of Boston apparently decided to get pregnant and raise their babies together. None of the girls is older than 16. Time magazine is reporting one of the fathers is a 24-year-old homeless man. Joining us now in studio is Kathleen Kingsbury, the staff writer for Time magazine responsible for this. A very good morning to you, Kathleen.
Hi, Alex.
So we have 17 girls that are pregnant?
Yes.
And that's the entire group that made the pact, or even more?
No, there are 17 girls that are pregnant in the school right now. That's 4 times the number of girls that are normally pregnant in an average year in Gloucester. And about half of those girls are responsible for the pact. I spoke with the principal at the school, and he said, this is not an issue of these girls not having access to birth control. It's an issue of them intentionally deciding to get pregnant.
You mentioned one father is a 24-year-old homeless man. Who are the other fathers? Are they boyfriends or?
The other fathers are a mix of young men. Some are other teenagers at the high school. Others are young men who range between 20 and 24 who are older men.
And this homeless man, is there any certainty on how the circumstances present themselves to have him be a father?
My understanding is that he entered into a somewhat romantic relationship with this girl that, it's a little bit unclear as to how they met. My understanding is they simply met in town. They met on the street, and that she carried on a romantic relationship with him.
And none of the girls older than 16.
None of them are over 16. That's correct. They're all sophomores. I'm
curious. Did the now fathers-to-be, did they know what they were getting into? Did they have any sense of things?
My understanding is they didn't. That this was something that the girls had made a decision on their own. They had decided, that they wanted to contribute this way to society, that they wanted to, become mothers because it was kind of a glamorous thing to do.
And a glamorous thing to do?
Yes, absolutely.
I have 2 children. There's not much glamorous about it for quite some time.
I would agree with you entirely, but I think that there are some adults who argue, movies like Juno or Knocked Up, they present unwed motherhood as something that is exciting or new and different, and there isn't a lot of understanding of the consequences.
Okay, we're talking about young girls, very young girls, and in some cases men that are over legal age of consent. I mean, these are adults with young minors.
Right.
Is there legal action that could be taken here?
I think that's definitely something that the town is considering right now. Yes, absolutely. In Massachusetts, having sex with a girl under the age of 16 is statutory rape. And it's something that's confusing because since some of these teenagers are young themselves, fathers are young themselves, young teenagers, they might not have known even the consequences of this. But there are some older men that are involved here, and I think that there are some adults in the town that are concerned that they preyed on these girls.
Have any of these girls spoken publicly?
Not to my knowledge. I've spoken with several of them myself, but so far none of them have come public as far as I know.
Do you get a sense of what really drove them to do this? I mean, we all love the movie Juno, very cute movie, but
Sure.
Is it something that could be enough of a kernel to get them to do something like this?
I like to think it had to do with peer pressure. I think that, this is a town that's seen a lot of economic hardship in recent years, and these were girls who were looking for a way to identify themselves, a life plan, and this was kind of what they came up with. And, whether or not it was one person who had the idea to begin with and it sort of spread through this group, or whether or not it was a few of them, it was clear that this is what they, thought that they could do to contribute to their families, to their community.
And speaking of families, do these girls have the kinds of families that are going to have the economic resources to support what's ahead?
Gloucester has always been a town that has embraced young mothers. They've always been very supportive of them. The school has an on-site free daycare center. They really try to make sure that these girls finish school and go on to college.
Let's hope they're able to do that. Kathleen Kingsbury, thank you very much.
Thank you, Alex.
What a story.